Yeah, so you see what that guy said to me, right? You know, he said something about Zachariah stitching. Now, understand this. In the secret space program, God uses every name to hold a meeting. Okay? So, like, trust and believe it. Anybody, say, called Zachariah stitching, his name holds a meaning. Now, whether that is closely related to John the Baptist's dad, Zechariah, the book of Zechariah, uh, who Zechariah was, his profession, his accomplishments, and Stitch. He famously holds that one mural up of Enki, and I believe Enki is, I don't know, sitting on a throne possibly, with a staff in his hand and rolling like Enki. Enki was a roller who did not want to roll, and he also did not want to see humans destroyed. And because he was once, you know, what you would call human, with a little more divine powers and essence. And trust and believe you have the same essence inside of you. It's for you to wake up. It's not for God to wake it up in you. So many people, man. I talked to this brother today, man. And he said, what church you belong to? And I said, I don't belong to a church, man. And he said, oh, man, you need to get to a church. You need to go to church. Let me tell you something, man. I wanted to tell this guy, man, as soon as he was getting off the bus. Hey, brother, listen. I spent every day, man, at an Orthodox church. Every single fucking Sunday, dude. 8 people there, dude. At max. The pastor, the pastor's daughter, some grannies, and some widows, dude, really, and some Korean people. It wasn't much of a church, but needless to say, it was a church, and he would not give me communion until I converted to Orthodoxy. Now, my brother told me that'd be the closest thing to who Jesus was. He was, you know, Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, whatever, Catholic, universal type figure. And the Vatican isn't wrong in saying, oh yeah, the vicar of Christ. They like to portray good as evil and evil as good. And once you understand that, you can overcome the spell that they have on you. And the Vatican is also responsible for iPet Goat at CERN. And also CERN in general. And CERN, of course, was founded for nuclear research in 1945. If you look at CERN's origins, you will find out that something is extremely wrong with this world. Because it doesn't seem right. And it doesn't seem normal. And it doesn't seem like what they were doing back then for particle physics and nuclear research. And I know many people that have picked CERN apart. CERN is definitely altering timelines and jumping dimensions and using computers to do it. Because they open up the gates. The computers operate on a code or an algorithm, kind of like how Quetzalcoatl, that code. And that code can only be punched in by an algorithm. Certain sound, certain words, certain frequency, certain tones, and how they match up, how they interact with you, and how to find it, and what does it mean. So I already showed you the Quetzalcoatl code. Nibiru has a code as well, Planet X, and it follows the path of the Vatican. I believe I showed that a while back, but yeah, and just like it's really interesting, man. It really is, because the Vatican really means, now trust and believe what I'm saying to you. I would not lie to you. Because the Vatican plays a game on most people. There's like 4 popes. There's 18 different popes. Ready to take the next pope, tie his shoes, smoke a cigarette, talk some shit. And Ave Maria, you know, like whatever they do. And here I am thinking, man, the young pope. I'm like, man, this whole show's about me, man. It literally is about the Son of God, the Son of Man. Jesus Christ, Jude Law, whatever you want to say, man. I told you, man. The prostitute already looked in my eye, man, and told me she saw God. Now, you want to talk about scary? You want to talk about horrifying? It's a very dangerous thing to be gripped up by the hands of God and to be taken by the will of God and to be shown things that you really don't want to see. I didn't want to see half the things I saw. Me and my brother saw some stuff about a 5-year-old girl and CERN and particle colliders, and what they did, they had all these sheets, and it was Project Opera, and on each sheet was a different language, different images, and there were sets of images and sets of songs and tones, and it was kind of like educating this girl. It was transferring her consciousness into a different body. That's all I could gather from it. And all I remember was the guy stopping and said, the world ain't what you think it is, huh, boys? And me and my brother looked at each other and said, it certainly isn't, man. It certainly is not. Because we're all remembering here. We're not, nobody's better than anybody. Some of us have regained our memories quicker. Some of us have woken up quicker, sooner. But some of us don't have it as good as you think. And drinking from the cup of bitterness and crossing the bitter sea, that is a very hard thing to do. Do you ever have ascribed on your body literally sorrow, remorse, and have to deal with it every day? It's a curse. When they say Christ was cursed for you, trust and believe he became a curse for you. And most of you probably won't believe that or treat it how it should be treated. But because of the love of God and the grace of God, and love is the real law. And if you find love, you find the law, man, and you overcome it. Because love, like I said, is very different. It's indescribable. It penetrates through everything. Breaks, busts open wide the floodgates. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You see, my name was curable whenever God found me. It was curable. And I said, what the hell does that mean? I unscrambled it. That's when I found that Zeta Reticuli is the Aten of Lucifer. These aliens speak in different ways. And if you unscramble the Aten of Lucifer, you get Zeta Reticuli. Perfect. Bing, bing. Aldebaran. 39 light years away, Bob Lazar first discovered this, discovery. This archaeological discovery. And Hitler also found a UFO in Afghanistan, buried in the sand, where the origins in Mesopotamia began. Hitler and the Nazis, on their little voyage to Tibet, and to speak to Hindus and Buddhists and monks and things like that. Hitler was a very religious man, very, very devout religious man, and interested in ancient civilizations. I gotta say that I might like the guy. And he was drugged up. Like, he took drugs like candy. And he was like high like so many times. Like, once again, man, I could sit here and talk shit on that because I envy it. But to say that it wasn't me at some point and say, hey, I did similar things, I'd be a liar, man. I'd be lying to you, man, if I told you that I didn't. But I did. Had some wild times out here, man. But it's time for me to get serious now, man. find a wife, find peace, find stability. And I'm in the worst year of my life, man, like I told you. I'm on dialysis, man. That's life-ending treatment, man. That's next to hospice. I've watched probably 10 people come and die since I've been in here. And I said, does this stuff wither you down? Like, because I'm tired every time I do it. And they're like, yeah, you wither down. My buddy, Al, he lost like 60 pounds. He was a shell, dude. He was taking steroids and